In 1976, a doctor named I.C. McManus traveled around Italian art galleries observing the nuts of 107 sculptures of men from antiquity. What resulted was his seminal work titled Scrotall Asymmetry in Man and in Ancient Sculpture. He writes that interest in testicular asymmetry, or how one nut is usually larger than the other nut, goes way back in time. A 1976 paper titled History of Ancient Art posits that even the private parts have their appropriate beauty. The left is always the larger, as in nature. He cites a 1960 cadaver study that found that the family jewel on the right tends to be the higher hanging drop nut in right-handed men. So I.C. McManus wanted to see if ancient dangler depictions comported with his contemporary understanding of scrotal asymmetry. Here's the table detailing his historically nutty observations. He found that the sculptures tend to depict the right ball as the high ball and the left ball as the low ball. And that agreed with his era's understanding of the spatial relationship of the nards. However, in his statuesque observations of ancients' depictions of these nuts, they tended to depict the left one, the lower one, as the larger. And that didn't sit right with his understanding, so he speculated that maybe back then people did have a larger lower nut. Or maybe it was something to do with ancient left-right gendered ideology. In any case, I.C. McManus, won the 2002 Ig Nobel Medicine Prize for his balanced work. For what it's worth, it appears that the modern understanding is that for 85% of men, the right plum hangs lower than the left plum. So that means the ancients and McManus were wrong about which one tends to be the low ball. But he was right and the ancients were wrong about which one tends to be the larger. Or maybe they did actually have a different balance to things back then. We may never know, and it's almost enough to make you go nad.